Hey, what up, people? You having a good day? Because I know I'm going to be since it's new comic book day. And you are coming along with me to get my pull list. And here's my pull list: X-Men United issue 2, possibly Silver Surfer issue 2, and then Absolute Batman issue 19. But Batman and X-Men are the musts of this week. And next week, it's either next week or the week after, is Spider-Man Superman. And I am pumped out of my mind for that one. Superman Spider-Man was fantastic. You put two characters together who are so polar opposite, yet so similar at the same time, and it just creates magic. So, did anyone else watch Daredevil Born Again episode 5 last night? Because that shit was fire. I never realized you can make a Daredevil episode with no action in it and have it be absolute perfection. That was such a deep dive into the characters, and I love a good show that can do that. That can just give me a deep dive into what everyone in the central cast is feeling. At first, because it had no action, I kind of started being like, I don't know how to feel about it kind of thing. But then I just started thinking more and more about it. I listened to a Easter egg breakdown video on the way to work and realized, man, you don't need action to have amazing characters. And that's what this show has, and that's what it's going to continue to have. I mean, no spoilers or nothing, but some big stuff happens this episode. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what you're doing with your life, because this show is incredible so far. Anything Daredevil related has been amazing.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Alrighty, well, I'm gonna run home, pick up Lil Red, swap my clothes because I feel dirty and stinky, head to a comic book store, maybe two, depending on what the first one has, but we shall see as we get there. See you in a minute. Spandex City! Sounds like a really shitty Nickelodeon superhero place. Well, actually, it probably can't be any worse than Swellview from Henry Danger, so... Secured the bag, literally, and what we got was...
Man Unlimited.
No, not Unlimited, United.
United?
Yes.
It's the same.
No, it's not.
Okay. Open.
X-Men United issue 2. Still haven't read issue 1 yet, but I did get issue 1. Definitely need to read this one. I prefer to get the actual series along as they come out, so I don't miss anything. And been loving Daredevil. Been loving Daredevil Born Again. Been wanting really to get into Daredevil, so had to get Daredevil issue 183. God, look at that cover. That is a look at that cover. That is a beautiful cover. And yes, it is a reprint. It's not an original from back in the day, but I don't really care because Daredevil is always amazing. So
I'm a reprint too. It doesn't matter.
yeah, sure. And not necessarily for me, but she wanted it, so.
It's a big. I'm not gonna lie. I like the cover. That's why I got it.
She's a simple lady. At least she's honest. Last Days of Lex Luthor, Superman. It's got that new plastic smell to it. It's got that new car smell. I mean, we're getting that this summer, and I cannot wait for Supergirl. Did you hear the CinemaCon footage that got released? Apparently, Superman's in Supergirl. If it wasn't a spoiler already, even though he was shown in the trailer. So they didn't have Absolute Batman, which I did want to get. So to another store that actually might have it. And we have finally made it after excruciating traffic. My God, people can't drive. We shall make up for that by going to heaven. And I don't mean Great Clips. Stitch with the X-Men?
I mean, why not?
Is-
He's an experiment.
Is Stitch technically a mutant? I think so, right? Because technically he was created. So, I mean, created and had the powers already. So, technical mutant? A Godzilla and Fantastic Four book. So, just got back in the car, and yes, they did have Absolute Batman. And Absolute Batman with a beautiful cover and the debut of Absolute Scarecrow, which I cannot wait for, especially the way they did Absolute Joker and the way that looks. That thing looked genuinely scary, so I can only imagine how Scarecrow is going to look. And I saw this. I had to have it because this looks like such a stupid crossover, but so fun. Okay, take credit if you want. Godzilla versus Fantastic Four. I mean, like, how stupid that is, but how fun that sounds. Godzilla and the X-Men. Might have to get that when that comes out too, if it hasn't already. And the biggest Peacemaker fan I know had to get this.
Vigilant. Well, I like Peacemaker too, but Vigilant has my heart. So yeah, I had to get this.
The trade paperback of Peacemaker. Peacemaker presents Vigilante and Eagly double feature. I mean, the cover looks exactly.
Peace, a bad name.
I know
I
you.
wanted to kiss the cover as I saw it, but I couldn't.
But now that you paid for it,
Mwah.
I kind of figured that was coming. I know you are cracking that open when we get home, aren't you?
Wait to read this motherfucker. Ah.
Hey, watch your mouth. Alright, and back home to actually read these. But first, you hungry?
See. Hungry.
Alright, let's go get something to eat then, because I'm hungry too.
The next morning.
Morning, people. And yes, it is the next day. Sorry, I had to go to sleep early and wake up for work, which is currently now, and is about to start because it's almost 8 in the morning. I did bring Absolute Batman with me. I've heard nothing but good things about it so far. Look at the cover, it looks like it's peeking out. Alrighty, I'm gonna head in, I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna come back here to read Absolute Batman on my break, and it shall be absolutely amazing because I've heard nothing but great things about it so far.
One shift later.
Alright, so back home, and yes, I did read Absolute Batman, and yes, it is absolutely amazing. The Scarecrow looks genuinely terrifying in this. He kind of looks like that version of Joker that peeled off his own face and wore it as a mask. He kind of looks like that. A couple big things happen in this issue, and they are remarkable and definitely going to be consequential for the story moving forward. Definitely picking up issue 20 when that comes out. And that is the debut of Robins in the Absolute series. We get a small sneak peek of them at the very end of this, and it's an interesting take on them for sure. I like this whole Absolute line of doing something different with the DC characters that we know and love and putting basically a remix to them. I really like that. Something different, something fresh. No spoilers, but this is a pretty good jumping on point for Absolute Batman if you're trying to get into this. That is the only comic I read from what I've gotten this week. I do need to catch up on the other ones, but other than that, did anyone else watch AEW last night and see Darby Allin's World Championship victory? That was mind-blowing. And how fast he did it too. What an amazing story they told with that victory. Very happy for the guy, but just very much caught you by surprise. Got the AEW title changing hands, and we got WrestleMania this weekend. Pretty damn excited for. And we got Spider-Man Superman coming out next week, which loves the first one and cannot wait to see the other iteration that they're going to have for this. Really liked Batman Deadpool. I didn't read Deadpool Batman yet, but Superman and Spider-Man just feel like they go more naturally fitting together. I really enjoyed Batman Deadpool, but that just didn't feel like they meshed all that well. Feel like very polar opposites of each other, and sometimes opposites attract, but not in that case. Alrighty, well, what do you think of my pickups? Did you pick up anything this week? Let me know in the comments below, and stay safe, stay sexy.